everyone, it's Jenny from Team Super Awesome Art, and today I have to share with you guys a custom White Beard Funko Pop that I made. The reason I'm not holding him is because I forgot to press record on the intro to my video, so I'm re-recording this part. Luckily, I do have footage of me actually working on the figure, so I'm going to go ahead and roll some footage of that, and then at the end of the video, I will have him in my hands and I'll be able to share him with you guys. So please stick around for all that. did was I chopped off the neck. Normally I just take off the head, but for this figure I went ahead and not only took off the head, but I also cut off the neck in order for me to extend it. So I went ahead and added a little bit extra onto the neck so that we can give him his really cool collar. I just needed a little more space between his head and his shoulders. So I did that first, then I went ahead and sculpted on his belt and his pants and his boots, and then after that I went ahead and sculpted his jacket. I started with the collar and then I added the back of his jacket. Then I went ahead and added all the details onto his jacket. So his sleeves, all the buttons along the side. I also added his fringed shoulder pad, and then I also added gold piping along the front of his jacket. To the head, I went ahead and added his bandana, and then I also gave him a brow bone and kind of I made his nose a little bit bigger. The reason being is because this character has a really strong face, also a really long face, but I really didn't want to mess with the pop shape on this figure, so I left his head square, but I gave him a really sharp brow bone. The other thing that was sculpted on was, of course, his mustache. I gave him a little bit of a bigger nose to kind of match that because his mustache comes out so long that I had to extend the nose a little bit too. I gave it kind of a texture, and the reason being is because I did sculpt this and I gave it a smooth finish, but I wasn't liking it. It looked very foreign, having such a weird shape on this face, so I gave it some texture to really drive home the fact that it's hair. Also, to this character, I forgot to mention, I did move his arm in order for him to hold his weapon. I repositioned his arm and then I drilled a hole so that I can slide his weapon into his hand. And what's really cool about this weapon is I made it removable, mainly for the sole purpose of shipping. I don't want anything bad to happen to it, so I thought it was safer to make it removable rather than make it fixed and have something so long fixed onto this character. So what I did to this character, the way you take off the weapon is he has a little kind of embellishment at the end of his weapon, so I made that removable. You can take that part off, and then the weapon slides right out of his hand there, just like so. And then the little end part goes right in the bottom, and then you have your weapon there. Like I said, solely for the purpose of shipping, to kind of keep him safe. I thought it was easier to remove it than to have it fixed and have it just hanging there. This weapon is super cool. I am super proud of this. This is probably my favorite thing. Actually, yeah, this is probably my favorite thing about this character, was getting to make such a really cute little weapon. I tried to capture as much of the detail in his weapon as possible. I made this using plastic sheets for the blade. I used a wood dowel for the handle. I used epoxy for the embellishments at the top of the weapon as well as at the bottom. Yeah, love this weapon. I love how he looks holding this weapon. Also, the paint job on this guy, I really love it. I tried to capture more of a textured, dark, rich look to this character. I know he's a pop, but he's a really strong character, and I wanted to get the really deep colors in there as well. The other thing I love about this character is the paint job. I'm super happy with it. I kind of highlighted and low-lighted his chest muscles, also his pants and his belt. His eyes, I made him kind of a brown color because in the anime he has kind of these yellowish, brownish yellow eyes. So I tried to capture that as well as possible. He also has eyebrows, which I added, which are black. I assumed they were white, but I was wrong. I'm glad I checked because they are actually black. Also, to this paint job, of course, I highlighted and low-lighted his jacket, so I did all the gold and the red highlights on his jacket. I also gave him his awesome logo in the back. I hand-painted that on there. I also gave him his scars on his chest. You could see him there. And yeah, I just tried to capture as many details as I could in this character. I really love the embellishments on his jacket, the little buttons on this side, and then the little hooks on the other side. Yeah, I love this character. I tried to capture as much as I could into this pop. He's really neat. I'm really glad I got to make this pop. Not knowing anything about the character beforehand, I'm really glad I got to do this and I got to learn about this character because he is really well drawn, and he has really a lot of character, which is really cool when you're working on a pop. Also, the materials I used for the actual character, of course, a Funko Pop. I used super Sculpey on a lot of him. The only part that I used an epoxy, a really strong epoxy, was his beard so that it is protected and strong. I also did that to the jacket in the back so that I don't have to worry about that breaking. But other than that, everything else was super Sculpey. The pants were, the belt was, yeah. So there he is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really had a lot of fun making this one. I'm glad I was commissioned to make this. This is a super cool character. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please comment below and let me know. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And as always, guys, subscribe to see more cool stuff from us in the future. Thank you so much for watching.